Some ice yet this week.
Yeah, and wind too. On top of it all, three big things that we've had to deal with over and over again. It seems like this winter. Yeah, wind advisories in effect starting tonight. Winter storm watches in effect starting Thursday afternoon. Today, not a bad day. It was a little gray for most of it, but just in time for the sun to go down. We did get some of those skies to clear out and see some sunshine. 38 degrees right now in Vancouver from our Riverview Community Bank camera there. It feels like 33 because the winds are picking up and they're just going to continue to pick up, especially by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. 38 in Portland too. Southeast winds at 10, making it feel like it's only 31 degrees out there right now. As we go through the evening, temperatures stay very steady in the mid-30s thanks to the wind blowing and the cloud cover around. That'll keep the temperatures steady, but eventually we will fall all the way down to the freezing mark tonight, and then that cold just stays in place. The cold air invasion has been happening today, mainly up in the Cascades, but it's going to be spilling over as we go through tonight and Wednesday. So you can see this really cold air mass moving on in. It stays with us Thursday into Friday, and it does start to retreat for a little bit for the weekend before we get another blast of cold moving in as we head into the early part of the week. The problem's going to be, you know how it goes whenever we start to see that switch from snow to ice. The problem's going to be Friday as some of the cold air starts to retreat above us, but it stays locked in place thanks to the gorge influence over the surface. And so metro areas and gorge locations could be looking at that transition from snow to freezing rain and sleet. Right now, all the action is happening in northeastern Oregon. This is Pendleton out along I-84 there. We'll continue to see light snow as we head through the next few hours. LeGrand getting in on the action too. That'll start to wind down tomorrow, but we're going to see more moisture moving in to keep the snow chances going there, and eventually farther west too. It's this storm system here that's churning and bringing in all the moisture, and so we're tracking it as it starts to interact with some of the colder air that's moving on in. Your rain, snow, and ice forecast for Wednesday. Not a whole lot of action for us in the valley tomorrow. We'll wake up mainly dry. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. By the end of the day, this is at 8:30 p.m. You can see that potential for a little bit of snow to get there in the metro and the valley. East winds will be cranking so hard, though, a lot of that will evaporate before it even hits the ground. So just thinking mainly flurries. You get down towards Wilsonville, we may see a light dusting at the most out of that, but it's just not going to be long enough or heavy enough to do much. Then Thursday arrives. Thursday morning starts quiet for the valley, but it's just continuing to steadily snow at the Cascades and back to the gorge too. Thursday night is when we get another push of moisture. A front moves in, a lot more energy, a lot more moisture. That's going to give us a better chance to get some snow going Thursday night, potentially into early Friday. Friday, that warm nose of air moves in aloft, and that's when we start to see that transition to plain old cold rain south of Salem. But between Salem and Portland, we go from snow to sleet and freezing rain. Back to the gorge, it'll tend to stay all snow, especially the farther east you go, and then we continue to see showers. So that's when we could pick up the really icy stuff. Will be Friday, and then by Saturday we're thawing things out. So wintry start to February. Thursday afternoon and evening, snow starts to develop. Salem and North Valley, it'll move in south to north. We could see anywhere from a dusting to a couple of inches, so not a whole lot, but enough to create some problems on the roads, and then possible freezing rain south of Salem. Friday, transitioning from snow to freezing rain as the warmer air moves in above us. 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch or 2/10 to nearly 1/2 an inch of ice will be possible. Anytime you get to 1/4 of an inch, that's enough to bring down some power lines. So we'll be watching that closely. And then Friday overnight, we start to thaw things out in the valley, but it may take a little longer to do that in northern portions of the valley thanks to the east wind. Gorge locations anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of snow. The Cascades 6 to 10 inches of snow, and eastern Oregon will continue with those snow chances too. So your forecast for Wednesday, it's going to be a cold one, and it's going to feel a lot colder thanks to the winds picking up. So temperatures topping out around 37, but it'll probably feel like it's in the 20s, if not the teens, most of the day. That slight chance for snow in the evening will top out in the 20s and 30s east of the Cascades tomorrow. One more day in the low 40s for the coast. And then you're going to be cold too. 7-day forecast, highs stuck in the 30s, lows below freezing. Friday, temperatures have a tough time even getting above freezing, so there's that freezing rain chance. Saturday, we go back up again. Sunday night, we may be talking more snow chances or a snow rain mix as we get more cold air moving in, and things could get really interesting as we look ahead towards next Monday and Tuesday. With chances for snow
I can't
returning.
believe Friday is our high is 31 degrees on Friday. Our high below freezing.
Yeah, we want to get through this before we talk about next
I know.
week.
You know, January we
right.
had so many days stuck in. I think it was 17 days with highs in the 30s.
Wow. It just toughened us up.
Here we go
Yeah,
for
it did.
February.
That's a good way to
yeah,
put it.
we're tough. We got the thick skin now.
We'll be right back, everybody.